telling me they didn't have an
Anything like
E.H.
that.
Taylor Tornado Survivor bottle?
Yeah, Tornado Warehouse C, no.
No.
No Hurricane Survivors either.
I think those are about as expensive secondary as a Double Eagle Very Rare.
Hello. Welcome back to Bourbon Theory. I'm Bill.
And I'm Josh. And I broke our mics. So
Luckily, didn't break the camera.
there's going to be some videos that don't have the best audio quality, but I'm doing my best in post-production to make sure you can hear us.
We're waiting for a dingle.
A dongle.
Right? A dongle. A dingle.
A dingle-dongle. A dangle.
A tisket, a tasket. Something. I don't know.
But this is our first video of the day, so we're going to start with a nice low proof. And you picked up this Sazerac not too long ago just to give it a shot.
I've actually had this
You've
for a
had some
while.
before?
I've got a
Okay.
couple of them. They got to be scarce for a while. I don't know why.
Maybe because it had the word Sazerac on it.
Probably. And the bottle's kind of cool if you're going for an old style saloon, kind of thing. It is light, no age
honestly,
statement.
Sorry to cut you off. It looks just like the George Dickel bottles because they have this.
That is kind of funny. If you look at bottles and then you start thinking about it, there are a lot of bottles that get used
The same
in multiples.
same bottles,
Yeah.
different distilleries.
But I do think some of them must have a copyright on the bottle or something.
Oh, for sure. Some of them have to, like Smoke Wagon's bottle with the wax.
Elijah Craig's bottles.
Mm-hmm.
There are some like Knob Creek's bottles. I think are pretty standard to
probably.
them.
Probably some others in here, but then definitely like the small, squat, round bottles you see for like almost everybody else.
I remember it was kind of a controversy when Booker's started doing theirs and did it in wine bottles because those were truly wine bottles.
Yeah.
Or wine shaped.
Heck,
and now there's a bunch of them that are done that
like
way.
almost everything's honestly the majority I think of bourbons are in wine bottles
Yeah,
now.
they seem that way. Yeah.
Like Eagle, we got the B-Tax in wine bottles.
Yeah, not exactly the same,
but
yeah.
There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Smooth Old Scouts over there are in wine bottles and
that type. So, but
there's tons of
it's
stuff
kind of,
over here.
kind of
Calumet.
controversial. So, yeah.
But anyways, we'll stop talking about all these other things and we'll talk about what we're actually
Yeah.
drinking.
So this it's a 90 proofer. It's pretty. It's light.
Ethanol, right? Smack me in the
No
mouth.
age statement. And ryes don't have to be old. They don't
2
need to be.
years is usually the kind of
the break
regular
point.
release.
Yeah. So they, but this one is kind of light in the color. So
My first whiff just smacked me with a bunch of ethanol right in the mouth.
it's got a little rye, sweetish.
Yeah,
Not Swedish, but sweet-ish
ish.
Rye spice to it.
Yeah, there's certainly more of a bourbon-like tone on the nose than rye.
I don't know what the mash bill is here. I wouldn't.
Wouldn't say it's a 95.5.
And
there's got to be some corn in here for it to smell like this.
They specifically call this out for the Sazerac cocktail.
Old fashioned.
No, there's a cocktail called a Sazerac.
Oh, okay.
So they specifically call it out for that. So I don't know. I can't say that I've had one. I can't say that I haven't, but because if they were good, I might have had several of them and forgotten. But anyway,
there's some corn sweet, and it is not sticking well.
No, it's not. Like I said, it's thin.
It's super thin.
It's thin.
This might be the thinnest.
And it's
it's
a $29.
It's
a $29
cheap bottle.
So it's
becoming available everywhere now.
Yeah,
just like Buffalo Trace and Eagle Rare are getting there.
They even have a half gallon. In fact, I heard this week in a store from a store manager that in North Carolina, the expectation is that Eagle Rare and Buffalo Trace will come off the allocation list in the state of North Carolina. And I don't doubt it because I'm seeing them
quite often,
more and more frequently.
And not just because it's October moving into the holiday season and the
They're-
release season.
They're
We
seeing
saw it a
them-
few months ago.
Yeah, what I'm seeing and hearing is the stores are getting allocations or getting product on their trucks twice a month of those. So,
Which used to be one a month
or
or one every 6 months.
one a quarter,
Yeah.
maybe something like that. So,
Well,
let's
get right into it.
I'm getting like a medicinal, and boy, it comes
Mm,
in strong on
the finish.
the finish after it's gone. There is a bit of spice there.
Yeah.
It's
rye. It's rye spice. That's it.
It's front to middle.
There's no baking spice, savory kind of spice, nothing like that. It's just rye spice. Man, it is really watery.
Yeah,
in
there's
the
no oak. There's no barrel influence that comes through on it.
I was hoping for a touch of sweetness based on the smell,
No,
or the nose rather.
No, there's no sweetness that
I was
comes
gonna
in.
say, you grab that, I'll hit it up after you. Just
I
not that
don't expect it to do anything. It's already watery enough.
incredibly watery.
Yeah, it's thin. It's very thin. I'd say this is a cocktail mixer.
Yeah, this is not something I would drink straight. Based
No.
on my first sip, and I don't expect it to change very much on my second or third if I manage to make it that far.
No, this one's going. It's sweetened up a bit on the nose with that water, but still nothing discernible from it.
Because it honestly smells like it has a significant amount of corn in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a grainy corn sweetness that's going off of it, but it is not on the palate.
Now, I did not get that medicinal on that one. Maybe it just went away after that first one.
Or it was our first sip of the day thing.
But
It's just not very pleasant as a neat sipper.
yeah, it's not horrible.
No, I've had worse.
Yeah, it's not horrible by any means. Just to quickly rate it, I'd put it at a D. Yeah, D to D minus.
I was going to say D. If say this is 2 years old, if this was 4 years old, I can see this being a C minus. Probably. It needs a little more age.
Yeah,
I don't know how
I'd like to see
old
a
it
little
is.
bit more age. I'm trying to think of what else Buffalo Trace puts out in a rye that might be in that 4 to 6 range.
I can't think of anything.
The only thing that I can think of is E.H. Taylor.
That's got to be older, right?
I would hope it would be.
Do you have a rye?
I don't. No,
Okay.
they weren't producing a rye in
No,
E.H. Taylor when I
try
was
and get
buying. When I was buying what I was buying. When I could pick it up off the shelf about any time I wanted to buy it. So, and I did, hit an allocation drop this week that, and E.H. Taylor was gone. I got the email. I was there within the 15 to 20 minutes, no less than 15, no more than 20 minutes that I arrived.
Since it opened? The store open?
Yeah, the store was open. It was kind of a mid-morning release. And the E.H. Taylor was gone. There was somebody still in the store with one in the bag.
Imagine it was almost exclusively small batch.
Yeah, and there was none of the high-end allocation. There was no Pappy. There was no B-Tac.
You telling me they didn't have an
Anything like
E.H.
that.
Taylor Tornado Survivor bottle?
Yeah, Tornado Warehouse C. No. No Hurricane Survivors either.
I think those are about as expensive secondary as a Double Eagle Very Rare.
It's gotten crazy.
They're
It's
they're up there with the Woodford Baccarat. They're like
It's
$30,000.
And why? There's no reason for it. I mean, it's like, so that means that all the stuff at Heaven Hill that survived the fire should be worth.
Should also be worth. Yeah.
Should be worth that. Come
Yeah.
on. And what survived? So now everything at Barton that survived the collapse 3-4 years ago should all be worth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
crazy money
probably
too.
everything that's sitting on the shelf right now.
Which means that all my 1792 is now worth $10,000 a bottle, except for the two bottles that I picked up this week. Although it probably did survive because it was, in barrels at the time of the collapse.
Yeah. Would have been.
You can't make sense of it. Anyway, back to this, and back to our video. D minus.
Yeah.
Good for a
D
mixer.
minus.
Maybe we should look into the Maybe you should look into the Sazerac cocktail, because you're a cocktail person.
Well,
And,
I like to make them, not so much drink them.
So, but for me, if I'm going to do a cocktail, I want something with that proof up there. I want something that's going to stand up, and you're going to notice the alcohol. You're going to notice the bourbon or the rye or whatever in that cocktail. It's going to stand up and make itself be counted. So
we should do a cocktail series where I make you cocktails and see if you'll actually drink them.
Yeah,
because he does not drink cocktails.
No, not really. Not really. I prefer it straight.
Neat. Well, Saz Rye, I'm gonna give it a D minus. Final grade.
Yep, I agree. I concur. So, thanks for being with us again.
Thank you very much.
And as we say, our videos get better with time, just like bourbon.
And as always, take care of yourselves.